Hello, Luciano Ruas of the Brazilian Accent Improvisation speaking. And today I'm gonna memorize one part of a choro song called Cochichando. Cochichando, it's a song from Pixinguinha, the most important composer of choro, and choro is one of the styles who has the identity of Brazil, alright? And why I'm going to memorize today? I think memorizing a theme gives you more material to learn about Brazilian music. Brazilian music, it's done of beautiful melodies, and when we memorize them, we internalize the material and we can learn with them. Then I recommend you always to memorize the themes you are playing. I could say important thing about choro music that it's common. Choro has three parts. Today we are going to work in the first part of this choro, but often it has three parts with 16 measures in each part. Okay, if you take the lead sheets of Ernesto Nazaré, Pixinguinha, Jacó do Bandolim, and these other choro composers, you're gonna find often this kind of structure. Another thing to say about this lead sheet, this lead sheet is like a transcription. Then it has a different way of writing. Sometimes when you take the lead sheet of a choro song, you're gonna find the simple, the melody is written in a simple way, without anticipations, without ornamentation, and this lead sheet in particular, it has some variations. The rhythm is not written in the same way when it repeats. It's like a transcription. It gets the feel of a musician playing spontaneously. All right. Then we have one more chance to get more language of it. After that, when I start, we are going to see some ornaments or some different divisions in the melody that are not common in lead sheets. All right. Then let's start the process of memorizing the melody. I'm gonna play for you. I still don't have this song in my repertoire. You could be asking yourself, how he doesn't know this song by heart and he's telling me to memorize. And I say to you, the repertoire of choro is very large extensive. Then I think it's almost impossible to memorize songs of lots of styles in Brazil. Some musicians are specialized, they just play one style or one gender, like choro players. They play just choro and its styles the whole life. But as a pianist, I started playing bossa nova. After that, choro. I like to play frevo. I'm studying a new maracatu, for example. then you have there are lots of repertoire I could memorize, and then it's impossible. There are some songs I dream to have the day of memorizing it. Then I recommend you to hear always for new songs to know, and save the songs you want to memorize, because you're gonna have to wait to finish another songs you are studying. All right, let's try to memorize. I'm gonna talk to you the techniques I'm using. Okay. First, a little play of it. This is the A part of Cochichando, choro. And how to memorize it? The first technique I use to think it's to transform the melody in chunks of simpler ideas. And how can I do that? When I play a little piece of melody, I can see if it sings the part of one particular chord or one particular scale. I try to relate to known structures or structures I've memorized of another music. Okay, and this melody, it starts with the fifth and the third of D minor. Then and change to note G. It's easy to memorize. I don't need to read anymore. All right. Then the melody. Let's see what the melody is doing. If you want to see the keyboard better. This melody, the second part of the phrase, it has a little draw inside the chord of A major. We have some diatonic movement between the fundamental and the third, and we have some movement between the third and the fifth, but it's chromatical. After that, we have the augmented fifth returning to the fifth and jumping to the tonic of the chord of A major. There is a very important thing about this, because when I relate the melody with chords and known structures, scales are part of. I'm not relating with the chords of the song. There are moments that I can relate with very easily, but sometimes there are a lot of chords in the piece I'm studying, and I try to just memorize using the less material I can. Then I'm just memorizing the melody, just thinking the chords the melody forms. I'm not thinking in the melody I'm gonna play in the left hand, okay? Then let's continue. I'm starting. And here we have an appoggiatura, and it's the 7th of A7, connecting the 7th with the 5th and going to the fundamental, okay, of the chord. Let's repeat. Alright, this is the first phrase. Each part of choro often has four different phrases, okay? Not four different phrases, saying better, we have one phrase, the second phrase, and this third phrase usually is the repetition of the first phrase. This is gonna help to know this. It's gonna help us to memorize the song, alright? Let's go to the second. Second starts like the first, but with a different rhythm. It has a new division, I can say. And we go to, I can think, let me see what this phrase can seem to be. I can think as a F major. I can think as an F major during the third, going to the fundamental, and after that I'm going to do another chromatic movement till I arrive in C, in the 5th of F. And I play the C and the E and the E. And after that, I think the melody is going to be similar. It's gonna sing E major. Look, we have this design. I play the E note, and the harmony is not playing still the E chord, but I have the fundamental of E, 5th, and I go to the 3rd with a passing tone. Alright? After that we do a chromatic movement. I think it's enough here from my memory. Let me return. It's nice. I could memorize. After that we jump to the fundamental in a higher octave and go to the 7 with 2 times, but the second with a ornament, and this ornament helps to give value to the repeated note. Okay, let's do the phrase. And here we arrive in A7, and the melody ends arpeggiating an A major, just the triad. Okay, let me try to remind this information. F major, chromatic, E major, chromatic, fundamental, ornament, and ends in A major. Okay, let's try the second time. Alright, one more time. Alright, I'm going to try to take for the beginning, to play all choro I memorized till now. Let's see if I can remind every information. Okay, let me look to you because I'm not reading. The melody is inside my head, inside my brain. Alright, let's see the continuation. Like I said, the third phrase in choro often is the repetition of the first phrase. But like we also said in the beginning of this live, this could be written in a different way because it's a transcription, and often in transcriptions the musicians play variations, change notes or change rhythms when they are playing. Alright? Shinya put one in the first melody. The first was that, and the second, and I think the continuation will be similar. But the phrase ends in an octave higher. Alright? Then a different division. Sorry. Let me do again. When we memorize similar things, I recommend you to make a little review of the first information, because the similar information can create a little confusion in your mind. Then let's say that first information. The beginning of the phrase. And this phrase is different in the rhythm. Nice. Doesn't have so many difference. Then let's do the phrase without look to the lead sheet. And easy to do, all right? I'm gonna try to do from the beginning. Alright, sound good. Let me go through the last. Let me jump 2 more times. I always recommend when you join information, repeat 3 times to be sure that you memorized. Okay, the first can be I sometimes talk to my students. They got it right, but just for lucky, and to confirm if it's lucky or not, repeat two more times. One more time. If you realize that I had some problems, I'm sure you realized, but I can repeat more times to get this memory stronger, or I'm almost in the last phrase. I'm in the last phrase of the song. Then I'm going to end, and after that I work in more fluency of execution. Okay, let's see. This is a very common phrase in Brazilian music, and I think in other countries also use it. This phrase, and this phrase, it's like the end of this. It's a phrase rounding the G minor. Let's see just the beginning. After that, he's going to round the F note. First the G note, and these 2 notes of F major. Let's just try to do this. One more time. Okay. Now by heart. Okay, second time. Third time. Sorry. Alright, I think it's getting stronger in my mind. Let me see from the beginning of the song. I'm sorry. That's right. Nice. I think the only measure that suffered something was in the third phrase. The division is not perfect. Okay, we are going to revise it after ending this. Let's go to the end of the last phrase. We start having an arpeggio of D minor in the second inversion, and it's do a piece of E7 with fundamental, fifth and seventh, and after that 2 notes of A major and D minor. And it's anticipating in this. In a normal lead sheet, it would do without anticipation. With this anticipation, but not 80-note anticipation. All right. Let's see the beginning of the last phrase. One more time. And the last time. Nice. Let me see. Now I'm going to do a review, but not returning to the beginning of the song. I'm going to return just one phrase. Right, one more time. Nice. Returning one more phrase. Nice, and from the beginning of the theme. The variation. I think it's better to play two more times. Now I'm going to play one more time without using so legato articulation. The articulation now was more percussive. I think it's interesting for choro. When the choro is in slow tempo, I recommend you to play more legato, but when it's more percussive, it sounds hotter, okay? Alright, and I said to you that I was going to work in the detail of the division, alright? Let's eliminate the dot here, okay? The first phrase is that, and the difference the first and the difference for the second phrase. All right, let's try to play the song with these two different divisions. I'm sorry. I confused myself with the second phrase. Let's do again. That's it. Second turn. I confused myself. Let's do again. Note that I did correctly in the first part, but I commit a mistake after that. And I'm showing you these details, this happening because I don't want to show a perfect learning, learning without mistakes. I'm going to show you the strong points and the weak points. We have to the corrections that are necessary to learn a new theme. Okay, then sometimes I commit mistakes here, and these mistakes are often happens when we are studying. Let's see one more time. I have one more doubt about the rhythm. I was making a different division in this part. Let me do again. These details are so important to learn. Often I realize that people learn some wrong divisions, because even when you vary, play a variation of some melody, the intention has to be correct with the song. And if sometimes if you learn wrong, it will sound, when you are varying and try to do with your personality, sometimes you're gonna sound wrong. Alright, then it's so important to make these little adjustments in the rhythm division. And after this we have one phrase very interesting. That's chromatic phrase in thirds. Like this. And starts again. Let me use it. Note that I commit a mistake, but I realized early. I realized I didn't take time to realize. This is a sign that my memory is getting better with these details. Let's try again. Let me do one more time. the memory is not certain about what it has to do. Sometimes you don't mistake the piece you are studying, but the next step. Then do more times till you memorize it properly. And sometimes you're gonna memorizing the next day. You study a little, go to other part of choro, try to study more and more, and the next day your brain. I used to talk to my students that sometimes your brain will be more well prepared to execute that idea that was difficult in the day before for you. All right. I played all different divisions in this, but it sounded like I was normally playing. And then repeat and repeat, remembering different details. Then you are going to sometimes in the same day you studied, and sometimes you can repeat more and more and more. But I prefer to start studying other part of choro and leave to the second day to do this, because it's gonna be easier and I don't lose time studying. I study few and will execute with easily, with in a easy way. All right. Then today it was this. I'm sorry for my voice today. I had a little allergic problem, but it's alright with me. And see you in the next. If you want to see some Brazilian theme being studied here about harmony, phrase, and improvise, and anything related with Brazilian accent, write in the comments that I will answer you, or make a live talking about this theme. All right. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.